Mula sa kabisera ng Inglaterra, sa puso ng Britanya, London, UK. London, UK. Ito ang Channel Philippines Network, Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK. Sumasahing papawid 24 oras. 24 oras. Buong linggo. Sa www.pinoyradiouk.com. Ang mga pinakapaborito mga awitin, mga pinakaabangang programa, at mga sariwang balita at impormasyon mula at para sa mga kababayang Pilipino sa UK at sa buong mundo. Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK.
Okay, happy Thursday ho. Pero happy and cold Thursday ho. Ang aking sana nagsasabihin. Magandang gabi ho sa inyo lahat. Welcome ho sa ating program. It's so cold. As madaling araw lang ho kasi because I go biking as early as 5:30 in the morning. -3, -2, -3 ang ang temperatura. Pagka lamig-lamig. I've been biking for past many weeks. Pero ngayon lang yung na-feel ko yung lamig sa daliri ko. Talagang yung, although makapal yung gloves ko, no? Pero mamaya natin pag-usapan yan, makichika tayo mamaya sa ating pinaka-eksperto. I just wanted to say good evening to you, no? Welcome to the program. Ako po si SONNY LARAGAN. For those who just tune in now, dito sa ating program, welcome ho. This is a regular program every Thursday and we talk about immigration matters dito ho sa United Kingdom. Siyempre, hindi ko na patatagalin, no? O, hindi, teka muna, pati ko muna. 4 na sulok ng United Kingdom, magandang gabi ho sa inyo. Sa 4 na sulok po ng Europa, no? Welcome ho. Good evening din ho sa inyo. At sa iba't ibang bahagi ho ng mundo na nanonood ho sa atin, mapa Pilipinas, mapa Amerika, Canada, Australia, Middle East. Welcome ho. Magandang araw po sa inyo. At welcome po dito po sa Immigration Corner. Ako po si SONNY LARAGAN. Ngayon ho, ipakikilala ko na yung talagang star of the show natin dahil ito naman ang essence ng ating program, Immigration Corner, which means ang pinag-uusapan ho natin dito ay immigration matters. So, ito ho, pakikilala ko ho, Brains and Beauty ho to. At siya ho ang managing partner po ng Douglas Simon Solicitors. No? Ito ho yung isang law firm dito ho sa United Kingdom na nakabase sa London. At ang eksperto o expertise ho nila ay immigration, family matters, and so on and so forth. Mga kaibigan, siyempre, namiss ko ito na isang linggo. She was not feeling well also last week. Kaya ingat ho kayo. Yung mga booster o mga jabs nyo, mga flu jabs, huwag nyo hong kalilimutan. Ako ho, hindi pa. No, 2 beses na antala o na, ano ba tawag yun? Na postpone yung aking flu jabs and yung jab ko, yung booster ko. No? Pero, ayan. Okay. Tawagin na natin, siyempre mga kaibigan, na pinakamamahal natin, walang iba kundi ang managing partner po ng Douglas Simon Solicitors, walang iba kundi si Attorney LIRA Simon CABATBAT. Happy Thursday, Attorney!
Sonny, happy Thursday. Sorry, ang boses ko ganyan pa rin. Happy Thursday to everyone. No, just to prove a point na. So, unang-una, apologies no sa lahat dahil nga last week, no? Last week I missed it. Actually, may sakit ako, and I think Paula was also under the weather. No, you were the healthiest one of us, all of us 3, Sonny. So yeah, so kasalanan ko po. I'm so sorry. Pero yung boses ko, hopefully nga it's better. Well, it definitely is better now. At least na hopefully na iintindihan niyo na ako, no? Last week I could barely speak. So yeah, but I had booster. I'm sorry to say that you've not had your booster tsaka yung flu jab mo, no? Because I've had my booster.
Okay, I had my booster, pero yun yung, may sakit ako eh. Nung na-schedule, nung last time na may sakit ako. And then when I had it rescheduled, I think I was out of London yata for some activity. Hindi ko na matandaan eh. So hindi ko natuloy, sayang eh. Ano na, ito yung kainitan ng ano, ng kumbaga ng winter na, nagsisimula ng lumabig na lumabig. In fact, this week ba, they are expecting some snows sa some parts of the UK, no? Sa ano yata, sa Scotland, may ano na, no? Meron ng mga, di ba, may mga frosts and ano tawag dito, yung mga snow, no? Oh, namimiss mo ba snow, attorney? Matagal-tagal na rin tayo hindi nag-snow, ha? Di ba?
Yeah, at siguro, 4 years? 4 years ago? 5 years ago? Last time
namimiss mo ba tayo? 4 years? Parang, really?
So,
Proper was it? Parang namimiss ko na, parang hindi ko na matandaan eh. Parang it's something alien to me now, no? Kasi every year, di ba? Hindi. Pero ang hindi ko na makalimutan every year, pag nasa labas ako, pag winter time, talagang sisipunin ka, tumutulo yung sipon mo dahil, pero not sipon na may sipon ka, di ba? Hindi na may sakit ka, kundi sipon na sa lamig, na tumutulo yung sipon mo. Minsan yung gloves mo, pinamumulas. May gloves ako dito, kasama, may leather gloves ako.
Oh, meron akong gloves.
They're everywhere.
Ready for the cold, ha?
Yeah. Ready for the cold. Ay, yun pa lang. Ano ba mas effective pala? Matanong nga kita, ano ba effective na magandang gloves para sa winter? Kasi I have this very thick na gloves na when I was biking this morning, biting yung, although nakabalot na, ng mga past days, hindi, okay lang. Pero today, naramdaman ko yung dulo ng daliri ko, lamig. Hindi ko kaya.
Lamig.
Oo, yung legs ko, okay lang. May balot. Anong ginagamit mo?
I like leather gloves, no, somehow. Dahil kahit mabasa ng konti, no, it doesn't go through. Ang problema dun sa mga, knitted gloves, no, okay, any cloth, mabasa ng konti, it gets, ang lamig, no, because of course, you have then, like, ice covering your, mga daliri mo, no. So, leather gloves with slight, with lining. Actually, maganda siguro yung para sa biking, probably.
I'll try it tomorrow. Hindi ko pa nasubukan tong gloves na to. Pero mamaya pagka medyo nag-break tayo, mapakita ko yung ginagamit ko. Makapal eh. Pero ito, nagsasample-sample na ako. No? Dahil winter time na ho, at di ba, may forecast na snow. Namimiss ko ang snow, no? Kaya lang pagka masyadong malamig, di ba? Lalo na kung hindi maayos yung inyong heater, yung heating system niyo. Ako, problema yan.
Tama ka.
Talking about immigration, I met somebody and he was parang nagti-TNT eh. No? Overstaying, no? Gusto magstay. Gusto niya makitira dun sa, maski dun na lang daw siya makitulog sa ano tayo dito, sa may garahe. Sabi nung kaibigan ko, wag. Mamaya mamatay ka riyan. Malamig yun, di ba? Wala kang heater, wala kang di ba? No, so wag niyo gagawin yun. Hindi porke di ba? Kayo ay nagsasapalaran dito sa United Kingdom, baka mamatay ho kayo, tsaka tatamaan ka niyo ng ano ba? Ano ba yung pangalan ng yung pneumonia, di ba? Mapulmonya ka rin, di ba? Delikado yun.
Yeah.
Yun ang pinakamahirap.
Yeah, pneumonia, amongst other things, no? No, kawawa naman siya. Pero, if there's choice, huwag niyang gagawin. But yeah, it's a difficult time for a lot of people nga, no? Dahil, yung sitwasyon nga ng mundo nga ngayon, no? It's cost of living is biting, employment is difficult nga. So, but yeah, I mean, that's sad, no? So, na kailangan niyang matulog sa garahe. Wow, that's terrible.
Okay. This week medyo masaya ako. Alam kung bakit? Kasi I for a couple of on two occasions nakita ko na yung aso. Yung puppy ko. Ngayon nag-post ako ngayon parang anong pangalan. So sabi ko, can you suggest a name other than can you suggest names parang siguro adding, kasi may choices, may gumawa ako eh. Ang first ko is ano pangalan ng first Kitu. Kitu is an Ibanag word for dog, pero ibang spelling kay ITU, pero ginawa ko KEETU. Tapos next name is Pom Pom kasi Pomeranian siya. Ang Pomeranians kasi, they sometimes call them poms or pom-poms, no?
Oh.
And then the third one, si Bagsik, para baka ito, ayan. Kita mo yan ang aking,
so cute.
oh,
Oh,
wala pa akong
ganda-ganda
pangalan.
niya.
Uy,
Oh.
lumitaw na ba yan? Lumabas na pala yun.
Yes,
Okay, yan.
cute.
Ayan, si
ganda niya.
wala pa pangalan. Stephanie, ganyan.
Wala pang
Marami
pangalan.
nagpapangalan.
Oh.
May Luna, merong Moon, merong Sonya, dahil kasali daw ako. Merong Arya, yung nasa Game of Thrones ba yun?
Yeah.
Maraming mga names eh. Ikaw, kunyari, bibigyan mo siya ng pangalan. Attorney, pakita mo nga direct ulit para tingnan natin kung merong maisip na pangalan siya. No? Ayan. Ano yan?
Okay.
Ang birthday niya, September 17, ka-birthday ni Edgar Duay.
Talaga?
No. So 2 months na siya, no? September, October, November, December. Ganing 3 months na siya. Yan.
No.
Oh.
Talaga. She's so cute, no? She is so cute. Cute. Yeah. You know, I tell you,
ano pangalan, attorney? Katuan lang. Just if you were to name the
I fancy JD, no? JD stands for
bakit?
Just
Bakit
Dog.
JD?
Just Dog.
Just Dog. Okay.
Just Dog.
Okay lang, di ba? Cute, di ba? Just Dog. Ayan,
JP, Just Pom.
Just Pom. Yeah. Right. Yan ba si Watson, was there, what happened? Ano ba yan? Name na ba yan nung inabutan mo o you had to create a name for him?
His original name was Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo original,
we didn't think it really fitted. Okay. Yeah, no, we didn't really think it fitted nga. But no, at the time I was very much into Sherlock Holmes nga. So we thought, yun nga,
Dr.
Watson. Yeah. So it's quite an unusual name, no?
Maliit lang sa akin, attorney, ganyan lang kalit eh. Papay, and they will grow siguro konti lang. They grow sa height nila is between 8 to 14 inches eh. Pero I think itong aking, ito yung pinakamalit sa mga puppies na ano ko eh. Puppy kasi actually yan ang ano ko, sa anak ko, no? Yung aking son, yung kanyang girlfriend, may aso. Yan, nanganak ng 3. Liter yan, di ba? Liter yata. Liter ang tawag dyan, di ba? Pag mga babies lang.
Liter, yeah. Kailan mo siya makukuha?
I'm supposed to, dapat pwede ko nang kunin. Ang problema lang kasi, I will be out of the country on the 14th. No? So, just for a week lang. Hindi ko alam kung kukunin ko tapos babalik ko uli sa anak ko. Baka kasi a week from now, I'll be leaving. And then, but tuloy tayo, no? Hopefully ko sana may maganda ang aking signal that we can do the show, no? We'll make sure na maayos. Hindi ko sigurado. Pero, I don't know, papa second vaccination pa eh. May card pa. May card pa.
At saka kailangan yung passport,
vaccination
no?
record.
If you're taking
may ano yata, chipping. Chipping din. May bibigyan yata na chipping para kung pag nanakaw siya, kasi mahal din ng mga Pomeranians eh. Di pag nanakaw siya, at least, I don't know, basta may chip daw. Ano ko saan lalagay yun? Sa shoulder. May mga dog nappers din, di ba? May mga nagnanakaw. Kaya lang, ang worry ko lang is, paano ba mag-alaga ng aso? Ano bang, is it a very stress o baka demanding na ano ba yan? Na experience? Dahil paiihiin mo yata yan, di ba?
Every day.
Ikaw ba, sila watch every day? Wow.
Yeah, that's more, yeah.
Anyway, attorney.
Yun nga.
Ano tayo muna? Punta tayo sa ating mga greetings muna, yung mga first, yung mga mga kaibigan natin. Siyempre, no? Papatiin natin that it's our way of acknowledging who. May little game tayo kung sino nauna eh. Okay, sige, direct. Go.
Okay.
Ayan.
Okay.
Sige. Hula. Sige, attorney. Sino unang
I think
bumate?
Okay. I think Miss Paner. Miss Paner. I don't know why I was thinking Miss
Oh,
Paner actually today. So I was
Marian,
thinking about her.
ano ba first name niya? Marian
Maybe.
Galicia pa rin, di ba?
Marian Galicia Paner.
Marian Galicia pa rin. Sige, direct, tingnan nga natin. Oh!
Mr. Enrique.
Edgardo Cagastian.
Edgardo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he's so clever with words, no? So frosty Thursday day to Mr. Laragan,
Day,
Attorney Lira, Derek Powell, and to the viewers. Working from home in Morden. Oh, good. Yeah. Looking forward to lots of learning again today. Thanks. Yeah. No, well, okay, we have bear strikes. At saka ang lamig-lamig nga ngayon, no? Was there a strike today? I don't think so, no?
I'm not sure,
I don't think
pero
there was a strike nga today.
pero maraming strikes ngayon, sunod-sunod, no? Pati yung mga nasa border, no? Border officers, border control officers, kasama rin eh.
Yeah.
Wow, grabe, no? Wow. Well, I hope to be back before those strikes, no? Isang linggo lang naman. Okay. Well, first time ni Edgardo, yung ating no? I think first time ba niya?
Number one.
Tama ba, direct? First time?
Ata.
Oh, for the first time, no? Oh, so congratulations, Edgardo, working from home and watching us. Sige. Oh, yan Maria Galicia pa na rin una mo. So, it's Edgardo Cagastian. Sino, attorney, ang ating ikalawa sa palagi mo sa lototorya natin? Or silver medalist?
Ikalawa, okay. May Tigbao Vargas.
May Tigbao Vargas. Okay, tignan nga natin. May Tigbao Vargas. Oh! Si Marian! Marian Galicia Paner.
Sorry, Miss Paner.
Hindi,
Yeah, Marian Galicia Paner.
Kaya hinula mo sa una.
Yung nga, sorry. I should have stuck with her. No, hello po. Magandang gabi po, Kuya Sonny and Attorney Lira. At sa lahat, happy Thursday po and stay safe always. God bless us po. I love the emojis, no? The winter emojis. No?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Snowman, Christmas tree,
may mga tao
snowflake,
magagaling dyan sa mga emojis, no? Oo.
Yeah.
Oh. Uy, malapit na Pasko. Teka muna. Today is the, anong day ngayon? 7th ba? 8th?
8 tayo. So, yeah.
8 tayo. So, 17 more days.
25,
Tama ba?
17 days.
Mali ba? Tama ba?
Hindi.
Tama ba computation?
25. Tama ka.
More days?
20.
17 plus 8, diba? 25. Oo, 17. Pero 16 days parang... Oo, wow. Malapit na ako. Malapit na mag 2023.
Tapos,
Malapit na naman.
Tapos New Year na.
Oo.
Yeah, yun na nga.
Ano nga pala, direct yung year
naman.
May mga Chinese, mga feng shui, mga may pangalan yung Year of the Rabbit ba? Year of the, Anyway, sige, okay, mamaya ibibigay na. Year of the Rabbit. Year of the Rabbit.
Year of the Rabbit ba tayo?
Okay. Rabbit pala, yes. Okay, sige, pangatlo natin, attorney. Sino ang iyong pangatlo?
Okay. Analu.
Analu ang tingnan nga natin. Kasi Analu ay lalaban.
Oh! Gigi. Hi, Gigi.
Gigi
Lamparo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good evening,
Gigi,
sabi niya. Yeah. Attorney Lira and Kuya Sonny. Happy Thursday, all viewers. Also, Direct Pow. God bless everyone. Cold weather. Tama ka, Gigi.
Yeah,
lamig. It's ang lamig-lamig nga. I struck out. No, not even one right today. 3 strikes.
Really, Okay. Hindi, tsaka na-miss ko si aside from that, na-miss ko si, pangalan ko si Oliver. No, yung wala siyang, hindi siya nakauna ngayon, no? Baka working or something, no? Oo. Sige, subukan natin. Pang-apat nga, manghula ka lang. Ito. Kakdak. Grace. Mabuhay ka.
Grace.
Oo. Alam mo to si Grace tsaka si Efren sa Dagak ba kayo? Sa Dagak ba apelido nyo, Grace tsaka Efren? When I first went to the Isle of Man, diyan kami nakatira sa kanila. Tutulog. The late June Resio who was heading the SSS, no? Yung Social Security System, at saka si Henry Natividad. May kwarto kami, no? Ano daw no? Para daw mga eroplano, helicopter daw yung mga ano ba tawag daw when you snoring, no? Naging-snore daw kaming lahat doon sa kwarto. Pagkalalakas. The following morning, ko nagkwento niya na, ganda, parang yung kwarto daw namin, yung sound na nag-emanate doon, parang mayroon daw mga helicopter na malalaki. Mabuhay kay Efren, ha? Tsaka ayan, kung kayo nga, please, paki-acknowledge kung kayo nga yung aming tinulugan ng araw. Diyan, pinag-stayan sa Isle of Man, ha? Kaibigan natin yung mga yan, So, yeah, Philippine. Okay, nice. Si Ma'am Cora.
Oh, yes, Ma'am Cora. Magandang gabi, sabi niya. Magandang gabi, Sir Sonny, Attorney Lira, Derek Paula. At sa lahat sa Pinas, at anywhere, saan man kayo. Yes. Love you all. Now, we love Ma'am Carsola. No, Ma'am Cora. She's so lovely. She's just, she's hardworking. She's lovely. You know, she's, but, you know, she's just so lovely, no? Diba?
She has a lovely heart. Bisa may mga donations nga, sabihin sa akin, dadaan niya sa akin na, Sir Sonny, pakiano lang, ito, ganito, ganyan, no? Hindi ko lang naasikaso. Ang dami siguro kung marami nang binigay na yan through me, no? Sabi ko, idaan sana, marami na. Kaya lang hindi namin na itutuloy, no? Dahil sa akin, hindi dahil sa kanya. Ay, si Ninfa. Ninfa ang pangalan doon. Ninfa, hindi Nimfa Ninfa. Regondon. Ayan.
Ninfa.
Napakabait nito.
Regondon.
Ninfa,
Yeah, magandang gabi, sabi niya, Sir Sonny at Attorney Lira. Magandang gabi po. Hopefully you're warm wherever you are, Ninfa, no?
Oo nga. Ang lamig, no? Parang grabe ang lamig. Di ba sa'yo, kung saan ka ngayon, may heater ka? Naka-heater ka?
Yeah.
Malakas?
Yeah, it's not so bad. But, ang problema nga lang, I think I keep Filipino temperature, no? So, I cannot bear the cold. So, mga tao, sabi na, init. Sa akin, hindi mainit. Ang lamig pa nga, no? So, I am the one who always turns up temperature, tapos I put jumpers on nga. So, it's never warm enough sa akin.
Meron, okay.
That, I like, yeah.
May jumper ako na, hindi jumper. May nabili ako sa Primark. Ang init, attorney. Parang, hindi ko alam how to describe it. Pero pag tinignan ko yung material, parang, hindi naman polyester. Parang made out of plastic, sabi nga nun. Pero, hindi wool pero mainit. Ang grabe. Ngayon ko lang na-discover. Pwede ka na lumaban pala sa lamig Yung di ba, lalo na ngayon kasi napakataas ng, di ba? Napakataas ng kuryente. Ngayon, di ba? So, hindi ka masyadong yung ganyan, paggamit mo ng heater, medyo bitin. Hindi masyadong todo. Ayun, maganda yung suot na yun. Ito rin, suot ko na to, mainit to
I like that. Yeah, I like your fleece. Yeah.
Ayan, maganda to, mga fleece. Maganda, mainit No? Ayan, watching from, sino to? From Denmark.
Floor. Yeah, Floor Jung. Right. Yeah, watching from Denmark. Yeah. Nag-start na snow dito. Yeah, Denmark, I suppose. Ingat po tayo sa slippery na daan. Yeah, hope everyone is driving with winter tire cars. I don't know that they changed to winter tire cars mainly dito, no? Hindi ata.
Dito wala, di tayo nag-winter. Wala tayo. Wala tayo. Pero sa I was thinking of driving to, hindi ko alam kung Belgium or Germany this Christmas. So, maraming requirements. Pag doon ka nag-drive sa mainland, kailangan meron ka parang yung sign ba na, yung parang meron silang kailangan kit di ba? And then, kung tires, maraming nagka-canvas na ako ng tires, meron kinakabit sila na parang plastic na kinakabit na gano'n, niluluk, parang sa tires. Depende, may gusto mo ng chain, maraming ways yata, chain nga ba?
No.
Hindi ko pa na-experience yan Wala naman dito Wala naman dito, di ba? Meron ba tayo rito? I don't think, ilang years na ako, 20 plus years na ako rito. Wala akong narinig na tire, tayo dito? Ano ba tawag sabi niya? Tire, direct, yung sabi niya? Tire.
Winter tires, no? Yung
Winter tires, oh,
Yeah.
yung winter tires.
Oo.
Oh, asan na yan? Winter tires.
Yeah, I mean, I only know it from
Diyan. Asan yun?
from
Winter, diyan. Yung
yeah,
kanina,
yun,
yung kanina
winter tires.
nag-message.
So,
Yun,
yun,
winter tire
yeah,
cars,
winter tire
ayan.
cars. Yeah, no, tama siya.
Oh, sure.
It's I know it from Canada, no? There's Canada nga,
sa
it's
Amerika.
ice and snow. And,
Oo.
yeah, in America, of course, no?
Oh, nasa Washington DC
yeah,
ako,
it's,
di ba? Oo,
kailangan mo.
may
Because otherwise,
tires.
madulas, no?
Oo,
Yeah.
madulas,
So,
oo,
tama
tama.
siya.
Ayan. Giling, yan.
Miss Giling.
Miss Giling.
Giling. The lovely, lovely Miss Giling. Happy Thursday po. Good evening sa lahat, ma'am and sir. Pagaling po kayo. Ma'am, ingat po tayong lahat. Tama ka, Miss Giling is, she's another one who is, she is so, ang bait-bait niya. She's so lovely, Miss Giling. You can't say anything against her. So it's Miss Giling. She's a lovely, lovely person nga. But I hope, Miss Giling, na nasa loob ka. Alam ko, lagi ka nagtatrabaho. Hope nasa loob ka nga ngayon. Ang lamig-lamig sa labas, no?
Grabe, lamig, oh. Kaya sana nasa loob ka, Emma, no? Si Emma Giling, Giling, yan. Oh. Oh, okay. Ito si Ana Lu. Oh, lumitaw, si Ana Lu. Okay.
Hi, Ana Lu. So, amazing Thursday, sabi niya. Evening po.
Amazing.
Yeah, Attorney Lira and Kuya Sonny, Direct Pao, and to all viewers, God bless us. Yeah, God bless.
God
Ana
bless.
Lu, hope you're okay.
God bless you too, no? Yes, hope you're okay, no?
You're warm
ganda ng photo niya.
inside.
Uy, si Stan Levy. Wow, Stan. Ito, best friend ni Attorney Dana to.
Talaga?
Si Stan.
Oh, hi, Stan.
Levy, good friend.
Thanks for watching us, no?
Oh,
Yeah, good evening, sabi niya.
Good evening po sa lahat.
Stan Levy Lee. Yeah.
Stan Levy Lee. O, nasa
Levy
Amerika yan yata nung last, tama ba yan? Okay, so sige.
Talaga?
Sige. Oh! Ito, nag-react si Marian.
Oh,
ayan,
cute niya. Yeah, so cute. I love dogs. Yeah. Oh, they're lovely dogs.
Yeah.
I like nga. I like
They
dogs.
are. Oh. Yeah, Pomeranians live between 12 to 16 years, attorney. So I hope to be. Mahaba, no? Si Watson ba anong length? Ano bang years ng niyan? Yung ganyang klaseng aso?
Anything between. Well, they say anything between probably average to 12 to 15, 16 years. Malaki siya, no?
Pareho rin. Pareho rin pala. 12 to 16 to sabi.
But malaki siya, usually they don't actually live so long. Malalaki mga aso.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you're likely to have your pom-pom, no, for a long time.
Si Pom-Pom.
So
nga, si Pom-Pom.
Si Pom-Pom.
Oo nga, Pomeranian, si Pom-Pom. Kasi ilang tawag sa kanila, di ba? Pom-Poms. Yeah, tama yan. Pom-Poms ang tawag sa mga Pomeranians. Okay, attorney, ano topic natin? Before we go into a break, at least teaser lang natin. Ano topic natin for tonight?
Ito po, what is 3C leave? No? Okay, yeah. I mean, it's
3C,
itong topic na to, 3C leave.
Parang 4 hours.
It's not, it's not actually, it's not frequently discussed on 3C leave, but I would say 3C is probably top 3 of the most important legislation in the whole of immigration. Okay, so importante po nga ito. So yung pag-usapan nga natin. I mean, you will probably be familiar to some, pero yeah, it's so important. Truly, top 3 ito.
Okay, all right. So yeah, pag-uusapan natin o di-discuss ni attorney, no, ang topic natin. So we're gonna have a short break, and when we come back, ayan ho, pag-uusapan natin yung 3 uli yun, direct, paano yan? Ayan, leave. What is 3C leave? So wag ko kayong alis, saglit po lamang, and we're gonna be back. Don't go away.
Mula doon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
%100% all natural, tasty, healthy, versatile, 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galettos.
Mula sa kabisera ng Inglaterra, sa puso ng Britanya, London, UK. London, UK. Ito ang Channel Philippines Network. Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK. Sumasahing papawid 24 oras. 24 oras. Buong linggo. Sa www.pinoyradiouk.com. Ang mga pinakapaborito mga awitin, mga pinakaabangang programa, at mga sariwang balita at impormasyon mula at para sa mga kababayang Pilipino sa UK at sa buong mundo. Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK.
Okay, balik ko tayo sa ating programa on a cold and cold winter's night ho, no? Dito ho sa ating programa. Welcome back ho sa mga nanonood ho sa atin at sa mga first time ho na nanonood. Ito po ang kadyo-join lang ho, ito po ang Immigration Corner wherein we talk about immigration matters. Ako po si Sonny Laragan. And syempre, once again, welcome natin to talk about our topic for tonight, yung ating pinakamamahal na abogada, immigration expert, walang iba kundi si Attorney LIRA CABATBAT. Attorney, happy Thursday, cold Thursday once again.
Yun na nga, happy freezing Thursday, no?
Freezing Thursday,
all,
yeah.
No? Lamig nga, no?
Exactly.
Lamig.
Grabe,
But,
lamig.
hopefully, we'll warm you up with our topic.
Yes. Ito na, Attorney, 3C leave, no? So, you're going to be discussing it, so take it away.
Okay. So, ito pong topic natin nga ngayon. Now, what is 3C leave? Now, yung nga sinabi ko kanina, 3C actually is, it's called 3C because it can be found under Section 3C1 of the Immigration Act 1971. So, 1971, okay? So, matagal na nga po ito. This is probably 3C, Section 3C1 of the Immigration Act 1971 is probably, I would say, top 3 of the most important provision in immigration, no? So it's actually because it's in play often nga, most of the time mga tao, solicitors nga din, we don't generally speak about it in much detail, but napaka-importante po nito. Now, so let me just read to you ever so briefly. And one good thing also about this 1971 provision is maiksi nga lang. So I'll just read to you very briefly nga anong sabi ba ng batas, okay? So sabi nga doon, this section applies, if a person who has limited leave to enter or remain in the UK, in the United Kingdom, applies to the Secretary of State for variation of the leave. Okay. Now, B, the application for variation is made before the leave expires, and C, the leave expires without the application for variation having been decided. Tingnan natin yun, no? Now, so sabihin natin, nandito nga kayo, yeah? May spouse visa kayo, sabihin natin. Okay? Ang visa nyo, natapos na nung 1st of December. So last week, natapos na. 8th of December na nga tayo, no? Now, nagpasok ng application, sabihin natin 1 month before. So 1st of November, nagpasok ka ng application. So by now, so pinasok mo 1st of November, bago natapos ang visa, tapos on the 1st of December. And ngayon, of course, we're now the 8th of December. Now, strictly speaking, tapos ng visa nyo, no? So kung ang papakita nyo yung biometric card, makikita doon, paso na yung visa nyo. Kung nandun sa passport yung visa nyo, which is unlikely, pero nandun na nga din, paso na din, no? So what's the position with, sabihin natin, jobs, no? Kung kayo gusto nyo yung trabaho nyo, o gusto nyo maghanap ng panibagong trabaho, o kaya renting, no? So kung kailangan yung you want to take up a tenancy, titingnan nga, sasabihin ng landlord, tatanungin kayo, ano bang visa nyo nga ngayon? Because they're obliged to under the right to rent legislation. Or indeed traveling, okay? So it has very, very wide implications, no? So anong mangyayari kung yung nga ang sitwasyon nyo? Now, kung nagpasok kayo, so applications and 3C leave. So yun ang unang-una. And this is something I always say nga to my clients. Kung nagpasok tayo ng application, sabihin na kung ano man, no? So sabihin natin spouse visa nga, student, or to do with work, anything nga like that, yeah? Nagpasok yung application, may visa nga kayo, so yun ang unang-una, may visa kayo, kailangan nga lang i-extend yung visa, okay? So gusto nyo, yun nga, matatapos na, you want to extend it. Kung spouse kayo, you want to apply for further extension of that visa. Now, what happens pagka natapos na? Hindi pa lumalabas yung decision ng home office. Can you still work? No? Can you still continue renting your place? Can you even travel? Right? So itong 3C, basically, ang sabi dito, kung nagpasok kayong application and the visa was not finished at the time of making the application, 3C leave means na dire-diretso pa rin ang status nyo dito. So you're not an overstayer, okay? Which is obviously importante yun on so many levels. So to be able to continue to work, to be able to continue to rent, at saka later on, pagka na magpapasok na kayong indefinite leave to remain, of course you want the time that you've done now to count towards that. Kung 5 taong kailangan yung pakita. So it is so important to know what this means to your application, especially po ngayon. Dahil ngayon, ang bagal nga ng home office, no? I have so many clients nga nag-iintay pa rin sila even if the application is relatively straightforward. They're just so behind the home office that it's worryingly so, no? The fact that they're so incredibly behind, and that will likely to continue. So hindi to matatapos nitong 2022. I would say siguro through to 2023, there will continue to be delays. So this 3C leave, pagka nagpasok kayo ng application, is so incredibly important. Now, 3C leave to remain, of course, this is not just for extensions, no? So sabihin na, the most common way is may visa ka nga kayo dito, sabihin natin as a spouse or student o kaya work, and you just want to simply extend the same visa, no? And you want to apply to extend. But 3C leave also kicks in kung papalitan yung visa nyo. So sabihin natin, estudyante nga kayo ngayon, okay? Now, meron kayong nakilala, gusto nyo kinasal nga kayo, tapos gusto nyo palitan yung visa nyo to that of a spouse. So it's an application to not just extend, but to also, ang tawag nga nila dito ay variation of leave to remain. So papalitan nyo yung visa nyo from that of a student to that of a spouse. So ano mangyayari na? Again, 3C leave says, kung nagpasok kayo ng application, student visa kayo ngayon, nagpasok kayo ng application bago natapos nga yung visa nyo, okay? Before the expiry of that visa, even if you're looking to swap it to something else, a spouse, for example, no? 3C leave to remain means na continue pa rin yung visa nyo. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin status nyo nga dito. But beware, ha? Ang visa nyo ituloy-tuloy yung estudyante, student visa. So, ibig sabihin, you still have the restrictions, for example, pagka magtatrabaho nga kayo, outside term time, yeah? So, kahit nga gusto nyo palitan o pinalitan o nagpasok na kayong application, palitan nyo to a spouse, hindi ibig sabihin na spouse visa ng conditions nyo. Not at all. You continue with the same visa that you had nga before until it's decided. Pagka natapos na yung application, napalitan na nga, no? Then of course you can you're freer with that type of employment, with working, for example, that spouse visa na nga kayo. So, extension, absolutely 3C, extension and variation, again 3C. Okay? Now, what happens though if sabihin natin wala na kayong visa? Okay? Wala na kayong visa, 3C does not kick in because there's nothing to extend dahil wala nga kayong visa. The same goes, and be careful nga no with this, if your application nga is invalid and was not validated ang tawag nila. So sabihin natin nagpasok yung application, it was the wrong application, no? So you made an application, and I see this actually weirdly, used to see this quite often. It should have been an application under the normal spousal rules and the immigration rules, pero yung application pinasok ng kliyente ko under the EU regulations, no, back in the day, obviously before we Brexited. And that would be then an invalid application. So ibig sabihin, kung nagpasok yung application, it was an invalid application, it was never validated nga, then that means that your visa will have expired at the original date. So the 3C provision does not kick in. It does not save an invalid application. Okay? But let's say nagpasok kayong application, yung application nyo, so spouse visa kayo, you made an application to extend nga yung visa, tapos nagka-problema. Sabihin natin home office, hindi sila naniniwala na yung income nyo nga, joint income nyo nga dito is more than 18,600. They refuse the application. So ano na mangyayari sa visa nyo? Okay? Now, if in that type of situation, usually you would have what's called a right of appeal. And normally, kung dahil nandito nga kayo, 14 days ang deadline nyo. Kung nagpasok kayo ng application, ng appeal within the 14 days, yung 3C leave nyo, tuloy-tuloy pa rin. So, ibig sabihin, nagpasok yung application, 3C leave to remain kicks in, so yung kahit paso ng visa nyo, dire-diretso pa rin status. Na-refuse yung application nyo, 3C leave to remain still continues, no? As long as you appeal within the 14 days, and until such time as it's heard. Okay? So tuloy-tuloy pa nga rin status nyo, which is of course important, no? Dahil kung wala na kayong visa, ibig sabihin hindi kayo pwede basta-basta magtatrabaho dito, no? Even though you remain to be a spouse, or hindi kayo pwedeng, you can't even rent, no? So all those things would be prejudiced by the fact na nagputol nga ang status nyo. But with 3C provision, hindi nga naputol, hindi mapuputol. So dire-diretso. So sabihin natin, naghintay kayong isang taon, no? Which actually, unfortunately, is not unusual when you're waiting for an appeal. Naghintay kayong isang taon, and then eventually it comes up, the appeal. No? Now, on appeal, natalo kayo. No? Your appeal was dismissed. Yeah? Ano nang mangyayari sa status nyo? The 3C leave. Now, if you go on to challenge that appeal, in fact, to the upper tribunal, and actually even up to Court of Appeal, no? As long as you do so within time, yeah, dire-diretso pa nga rin yung 3C leave nyo. So, ibig sabihin, pwede pa rin kayo magtrabaho if you had leave to permission to work to begin with, no? Pwede kayo magtrabaho, pwede pa rin yung renta, mga ganoon. So, 3C leave can carry you from the application, kung ano man magka-problema kayo doon, to an appeal, kung may problema nga kayo doon, to any subsequent challenges nga to that appeal, okay? Up to Court of Appeal, no? Which obviously is quite a very high high court in the land. No, not the highest, but nevertheless is a very high court in the land. So, so it is a very, very useful provision, no, itong 3C leave. Now, when will 3C leave or 3C not help you? Nga sabi ko, it will not validate, no, it won't save an invalid application. Also, no, bear in mind, and this is something actually that I came across only this week, again, in relation to another client. So, kung nagpasok yung application, tapos bago natapos ang application nyo, so before the decision is made nga by the Home Office, lumabas kayo, no? Dahil kailangan nyo umuwi, sabihin natin sa Pilipinas, may nangyari nga, kailangan nyo umuwi na nga kayo. Then that means that your application is treated as automatically withdrawn. And with that, dies the 3C leave, of course, no? So, ibig sabihin, your status in the UK, naputol na, no? And bear that in mind, especially mga kababayan, no? Christmas time, I know, naiinip nga na kayo dahil you made your application to extend the visa, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, indeed 4 months ago, and even longer sometimes, no? Gusto niyang umuwi. And you may think, well, no, nandun naman application ko, pwede na ako umuwi. Huwag niyong gagawin. Okay? Na kung lumabas kayo, bago natapos ang visa nyo, bago nakakuha kayong decision to extend the visa, ibig sabihin, you've withdrawn your application. And as I say, with that also, the 3C leave to remain goes. Okay? So that means hindi kayo pwede magtrabaho na dito, tsaka hindi kayo pwede magrenta. So the 3C provision is certainly helpful, no? But it will not cure certain things, such as it will not make valid an invalid application, and it will not save your status kung lumabas kayo dito, no? But otherwise, it's a very helpful and necessary provision, no? Dahil yung nga din, sabihin natin, naghintay kayong 1 taon, or sometimes longer than that, dahil nagpass ko yung application, may delay, no? Eventually, tinignan nila na refuse, and then you appealed against that refusal. You then waited again for the appeal, no? You appealed, and the appeal was dismissed. You challenged the appeal. Finally, nakuha nyo nga yung appeal, no? So it can easily be a year, maybe even 2 years. Now, what happens to that time? Okay, 3C leave to remain kicks in. Ibig sabihin, yung 1 year na yon o 2 years nag-iintay kayo, pwede nyo yung idagdag dun sa 5 years na kailangan nyo, kung 5 years nga kailangan yung bisang tuloy, para makakuha kayo indefinite leave to remain, kung 5 years nga, or sometimes nga 10 years. So yung 1 year na yon, pwede nyong gamitin. It can be included, no, in the counting of the residents. So itong 3C leave, as I say, it's not often discussed dahil it's one of those things that so yung solicitor nyo, I mean, I often say this to my clients, huwag kayo mag-alala, dire-diretso pa rin ang visa nyo. Kahit matapos na nga, no, kahit matapos na nga, as long as it's with the Home Office, pinasok natin in time, no? But I don't go on to explain, saan ba yun nanggaling, no? And so, 3C leave or 3C provision truly is, I would say, top 3 of the most important provisions in immigration law. And it deals with a whole load of important aspects, such as jobs, study, work, and to some extent, traveling. But as I've said, it doesn't cure it. So, so if you are wondering, kasi sabihin ng solicitor niya sa inyo, huwag kayo mag-alala, dire-diretso pa rin, no? Dahil may visa nga kayo dati, nagpasok kayong application in time, walang problema dahil it's the same conditions nga as before. It won't give you additional, positive conditions, but you have the same conditions. Kung sabihin nila yon, and you were wondering before, ibig sabihin, where's that coming from? This is where it's come from. It's called 3C leave under the Immigration Act 1971.
Ayan. Okay, yan yung Section 3 at 3CN of the Immigration Act of 1971. Ayan.
Opo.
Allows a person who has submitted an in-time application to extend their stay in the UK. They will not become an overstayer while their application remains outstanding and the conditions which applied during their previous grant of leave continue. Pero sabi mo, this doesn't cure, not only, 3C leave is not only for, pag no visa ka na talaga, this will not kick in, sabi mo, di ba kanina? And it does not save an invalid application. Yan, klinaro mo yun. Oh. Ano ba invalid application, attorney?
So, sabihin natin, before we Brexited, I had to deal with applications nga na it should have been a spouse application under the immigration rules dahil Briton yung asawa, no? Tapos yung kalayante ko Pilipina. But rather than making an application under the normal immigration rules, nagpasok na ng application under the EU regulations. That would be an invalid application, because there was no basis nga for the application. So it would be they would reject it rather than refuse it.
Okay. Pwede ba rin kunyari, halimbawa, you can say that before when we Brexited, when we were out or when we were still in, merong mga EEA family member. Pero pagka nag-Brexit na, that would be an invalid application or an application that you couldn't use. Hindi ka na pwede, di ba?
Yeah.
Pwede ba yun?
No, tama ka nga din. Actually, that would also be true. Sabihin natin, nagpasok yung application under the EU regulations rather than say the immigration rules now, no? That would also be an invalid application. So it won't, yung 3C, and so 3C leave will not, your status will not be extended, that invalid nga yung application. But you can make actually, I mean, you just on that, Sonny, so sabihin natin nagpasok kayo ng application, no? Estudyante nga. Then you decided actually you're going to marry, no? And in fact married. Tapos you made an application to swap to a spouse. Tapos something happened, no? The marriage broke down, shortly after. You then wanted to swap over to something else. Sabihin natin meron kayong anak, no? And you wanted to swap to the parental route, for example. So there you can make 3C leave continues to apply, no? Even though you made not just one but 2 or potentially 3 applications. So 3C continues until such time as the Home Office makes the decision nga on the original application. Pagka may decision na nga sila on the original application, then 3C is now no longer applicable. Yun nga.
Pwede pa ako magsalita?
Yeah. Narinig mo ko? Sorry, it's the hazards of live TV. So hopefully we get Sonny back nga. Bigla siyang nawala nga doon. So it's
andito na ako.
Oh, nandiyan ka na?
Okay. Andito na ako. Akala ko nawala ka eh. Akala ko bigla ka nag-freeze, no? Sabi ko, okay, Direk, ano nangyari? Yung pala, ako pala tuloy-tuloy ka. Sorry, as you were saying, sige, tuloy mo lang yung, balik mo lang sa sinasabi mo, attorney.
Yeah, no, I was just saying nga, no, it's this 3C leave. It truly is. It's one of those very underrated provisions in immigration law, but it's so incredibly important. That tingnan mo, kung wala ito, no, can you imagine how much panic there would be and how much more efficient the Home Office will need to be? Dahil kailangan nang tapusin nga yung application bago matatapos nga yung visa ng tao, no? It would be pandemonium, no, if there's no 3C leave to remain. So it's no wonder it's still in play, even though it was introduced as long ago as 1971.
Very helpful kasi, di ba? Parang it in a way gives you the breathing space, di ba? Parang as long as your visa is valid, and in the interim, parang this is some sort of a period wherein you're still allowed to continue on, no? Until such time that siguro na okay na workout na, no? Yung dapat i-workout. And then counted pa rin yung ano mo, no? Yung kunyari, if you want to be a permanent resident, yung ILR mo, it was that particular period na parang 3C stage, it's also counted towards your 5 years, di ba? Oh. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, ayan. Okay, all right. So, teka muna. May mga questions tayo. Let's go sa questions, attorney. Okay na tayo, no?
Oh.
Dito sa 3C leave. Napaka-importante ho, ah. Ayan. Okay, may first question tayo kay Christine R. B pala, B. Kala ko R. B. Ayan. Sige, attorney.
Okay. Yeah, Christine. So, sabi po niya, good evening, Attorney Lira and Sir Sonny. I-ask ko na po lang, kung anong easiest way po makapunta sa UK kapag nasa Spain po kami, pero walang Spanish passport. Thanks po sa magiging advice and God bless and more power, Christine. Okay,
Philippine
Christine.
passport yan.
Philippine, I mean, I'm assuming, no, Philippine passport nga, no? Hindi
Philippine
mo na
passport
kailangan,
na,
hindi mo na kailangan ng, Spanish passport to come to the UK. Not at all, no? You can have a Filipino passport to come into the United Kingdom. And yung easiest, there's no such thing really easiest. It depends really kung anong balak nyo. So sabihin natin, gusto nyo nga lang bumisita dito. Yung nga lang, bibisita nga lang, walang, hindi kayo magtatrabaho, hindi kayo matatagalan nga dito. Then of course, visit visa is the most appropriate way, no, to come to the UK. Pero kung balak nyo, gusto nyo magtrabaho nga dito, again, it depends really anong klaseng trabaho, no? So, actually, I'm glad you asked this question, Christine, dahil kung meron kayong balak na sabihin natin, pumasok nga kayo dito as a carer, no? And nandun, matatagalan na nga kayo sa Spain, but you want to come to the UK for, nandito ang pamilya nyo, whatever, but you want to also take up employment and you have experience, as I say, maybe as a carer, beware, no, na matatapos na po, unless they look to extend it, matatapos na yung carer route in February 2023.
Wow.
Because it was introduced nga lang for 1 year. Yeah, 12 months lang, Sonny. So, it will end in February 2023. Matatapos na. But, I'm hoping, and they haven't actually said so, but I'm hoping nga that they will extend the visa. December na tayo, ha? Actually, I was saying this to
makakahabol pa kaya? Oo.
Yeah, absolutely. Makakahabol pa. As long as you make the application prior to the expiration, assuming it expires nga, you can, kahit hindi pa nga tapos, as long as you make the application, it will be fine. But yung nga, I was saying to a client of mine only a couple of days ago, sabi ko sa kanya, look, you're looking at 2 months, no? And I kept saying, 2 months na nga lang. So, kung meron kayong balak, nagagawin nyo nga yun, and you should do it now. So, Christine, kung manggagaling ka sa Spain, may interesado ka nga as a carer under the shortage occupation list, you should make at least the start now. No? Ang unang-una, and people always ask me this, anong una kailangan kong gawin? Trabaho. No? You need to get a job offer from someone who has a sponsorship license, who is A-rated. No? Pero 2 months na nga lang. December na tayo. February, tapos na po.
Wow. Okay. Tanong lang, pagka ganun, when you say application, the application has to come in on or before the expiration, yung February, end of February yan, di ba? Kung ngayon mag-aaral pala ng IELTS and so on and so forth, ano ba ang what's the quickest way? Would the agency know, or yung employer, would they know kung anong the best route?
Yeah.
No?
So, I always
kasi
say nga to
February
clients
yan,
na,
no?
yeah, February na nga. So, unang-una, nothing will happen unless you get a job. Okay, job offer nga, no? Because that gives you effectively really 40 points, no? So the job offer, and then the fact that it is still part of the shortage occupation list. So 20 points and 20 points nga nun, yeah? So kailangan nyo muna trabaho, job offer, and then if the employer says, okay, interesado kami, we're going to issue you with a course, no? Then you're already halfway there, frankly, no? Now, in the meantime, at the same time, what you could also do now.
Ano yung course na sabi nga ulit?
Is a certificate of sponsorship.
Sponsorship,
Certificate
okay.
of sponsorship course.
So what was the line that you said before that?
Yeah. So certificate of sponsorship ang kailangan nyo nga. Now, that gives you're halfway there already, because if you get a course and a job offer nga, you already have effectively the 40 points. The carers are on the shortage occupation list, 20 points po yun. And then cost, no, the job offer nga, it's another 40 points. Kailangan yung total 70 points. Okay? So, you're already halfway there. Ano po?
Halfway ba o 80 na? Teka muna, sorry. So you have 20 points, sabi mo.
Kailangan mo 70. 70 points ang
70 kailangan mo.
Yeah.
Tapos 20 points na yung job offer mo. Tama ba?
Yeah, so
Okay,
the
can you
cost,
break it down, please?
when
Kasi
you
for
get
the
the job
benefit of
offer.
those who are
So,
watching. Sige, sige. May
okay,
delay tayo,
so,
hindi tayo nagkakasabay.
so
Yeah.
70
With-
points po ang kailangan natin pakita. Alright?
Okay, 70
Kailangan
points.
nyo, 70 points na total. 20 points comes
Okay.
from the job offer, the certificate of sponsorship, the
Okay.
cost. It's
Job
called
offer,
defined
okay.
cost.
Or-
Okay? Dahil manggagaling nga kayo from abroad, for example, or in the UK,
Okay.
if you're able to
Okay.
swap, then it's undefined cost. So yun. Tapos, because it's part of the shortage occupation list, 20 points.
Okay.
Okay?
20
Carers
points,
are
part
on
of
the
the shortage.
shortage occupation list. Yeah.
Any
okay?
carers, not
Um,
necessarily senior carers yan, di ba?
No, any carers. Senior carers have a different category, no? So
Okay,
senior
okay,
carers
alright.
are on the shortage occupation list also. Pero iba sila. Sila, hindi, that's not expiring in February. It's the category of carers that will expire
Okay,
in
okay.
February. So the
Okay,
category
alright.
of carers do not require as much experience, for example, no?
Okay, alright.
As others, no? So yun. And then of course you have
Tapos,
the English language. Yeah.
how many
Actually,
percent?
one thing also, English language is 10 points. It's the
10
B1
points
level.
lang.
So kung 10 points lang, 10 points lang. So
B1
you
level lang, ha?
if
Okay.
you have then B1 level, no? So it's not so easy, the B1 level. It's the same level nga na kailangan yung pakita as a
Okay.
to apply for naturalization, for indefinite leave to remain, and then naturalization. So it's quite a high
Okay.
level, no, the B1. But it's
But
not
not as
like
high as
IELTS
a-
na,
as-
no.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, hindi tayo nagkakasabay.
Yeah, it's
Go
not
ahead.
quite.
It's not as high as.
It's not quite as. It's not as high as say so yung nurses, yung mga band nila, no, the IELTS from before.
Okay.
I think that's
Oh,
also
yeah.
changed.
So iba.
But
Madali lang
dati nga,
pala.
no, kailangan nila 7 level. It's not as bad as that, no. It's a B1 level. So it's the same level nga
10%.
as if you're applying for indefinite, no, 10 points po yun,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
And then you have, of course, the income, no, sweldo nyo.
Income.
So, income. Because it's part of the shortage occupation list, ang income na kailangan yung pakita ay mas mababa. I think it's something like 20,000 something. I can never remember it, no? Rather than say
Okay.
26,000 plus. Okay? So,
Okay.
kailangan yung income nyo yun. No? It must not be less than that. If it's less than that, then you don't get the extra 20 points. So all those
Okay.
things, so the salary, cost, salary, English language, no, shortage occupation list, all those points should total to no less than 70 points. You get 70 points, then you will be able to come into the United Kingdom as a carer. At the moment, carer route will end in February, no, 2023. Yeah. Apo.
Question. Attorney, yung bang carer na yan, can you bring your family straight away?
Yes. Yep.
Kasama na. Okay. Even so, the other one is a senior carer, which has probably a higher salary level, di ba? Mga 26. You're not so sure. Nasa 26. Ito nasa sabi mo mga 20ish, di ba? Itong sa carer, regular carer. Okay, but they can bring their families, children below 18.
Yeah.
And hubby,
Children below
and hubby or
18.
wife or your spouse. Okay.
The,
So 70%
usual,
na to. Ano pa yung remaining 30?
70 points.
Ano pa?
No,
Ano
70
pa yung
points
remaining
lang
30?
kailangan mo na 100. So,
wala na.
20
Okay,
points.
70 lang. Okay yun na.
Wala. So, 70 points
Okay.
lang kailangan mong total. Hindi 100.
Okay. Wala pinag-uusapan na 100. Basta 70 points lang ano mo na.
70
Pasok ka na.
points.
Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
yun na nga.
So, okay.
And most of the
Alright,
situation na come
yes.
across, no? Pasok nga sila dito sa carer. Tapos kasama nila yung asawa nila, no? Yung asawa nila dahil dependent, they don't have the same limitations. So hindi niya kailangan magtrabaho dun sa same employer. They can take up any kind of employment, no?
Okay.
So it's actually
right.
a very, very good visa to have. And hopefully, i-extend nga nila. At the moment, I've not heard whether they're going to extend it. I hope they will extend it because I don't think they've
I hope they
recruited
would.
anywhere near the number of cares na kailangan
That
nga
they
nila
needed.
dito. I don't
Okay,
think it's
tama ka.
been that successful, frankly. Pero hindi natin
Yes,
alam,
yes.
no? So at the moment, matatapos in February. Actually, I mean, it's a
Where does it say? Where can we find
out?
out? Oh, sorry. So, hindi kami magkasabay direct. Paano kaya? Nagkakaapakanta kami ni ano. Where can we find out? Where can people find out that the ending or the termination or ending of the initial this thing is in February? Nasaan nakalagay yan?
Yeah, I mean, it would be on the Home Office website. But ang gagawin ko ito,
Home Office.
Tomorrow,
Sige,
first
okay.
thing, Home Office website. But tomorrow, yung website namin, I will put it, I'll upload it first thing in the morning, no?
Good.
So the
Good.
care,
Sige.
The care deadline, when it started, when it's going to finish, and just so it's clear nga, okay? So exactly the date nga, no, kailan matatapos. But I tell you, let's do one better, Sonny. I hopefully we're able to do next week. But regardless, pag-usapan natin next week, in more detail again also the care visa, because I think by next week you're looking at less than 8 weeks, no? Importante nga, no? So kung interesado nga kayo, I think it's probably, well, it's crucial, no? You get a move on now. Otherwise, you miss the deadline.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they extend it. And at the moment, I don't know whether they will.
Teka muna. Attorney, yung mga yan, for example, carers coming in, they're applying. So at this moment, they are now, some of them are studying their IELTS to pass their B1 level, no? Do they have to pay a surcharge by NHS? Ano ba mga in-expect na ano? Because I heard some people sending money to their loved ones in the Philippines for a certain charges, yung mga certain charges. Ano ba mga china-charge ngayon? Mga NHS ba? Yung sinasabi mo before na ano ba mga sinisingil?
There's no IHS. Yeah, there's no IHS,
I should say, yeah.
No, for carers, no?
Okay.
Because it's part of
no fee.
Healthcare route nga.
Okay.
So no IHS fee. There's a home office fee, pero kalahati nga lang. So it's actually quite, it's a very good visa to have, no? It's a very good application.
When you say home office fee, magkano ba usually? Magkano ba usual home office fee?
The home office fee is 1,052 or 1,006, over 1,000 pounds. I think it's 1,052 pounds or something like that.
Okay.
So pagbayad nga sa ganito, it's half of that.
Half of it. Okay. Half. Okay. All right. Pagka ganyan, kunyari, they are able, ito, immigration question that pertains to this. So, okay, fantastic. This is a wonderful visa, which is ending, hopefully it doesn't end, no, but it's ending in February. It's about a year. It's been running for about a year. It's a very good visa. Walang bayad ng IHS, no? Okay. Pag dinadala nila yung anak nila na underage, so below 18, so pwede pa, di ba? Kung may 19 sila, hindi na pwede. 20, hindi na pwede, di ba? Hindi na pwede yan.
Yep.
Okay.
Tama.
So pag nadala yan, for example, ano benefits sa mga bata? Can they study here? For say, ang isang anak 12 years old. Yung isang anak 16 years old. Yung 12 years old ba, libre ba ang schooling dito sa pag when they go to school? Ang kanilang education?
Yes, absolutely.
They don't have to pay.
And better than that, yeah. No, they don't have to pay. No, they can attend the state school, no, without having to pay. They would be entitled like any other child nga, no. And
really,
in fact, they're required to, no. And then on top of that, they would be entitled also, like the parents or like the applicant, no, to NHS care, no. So nagbayad nga sila, no. So actually in this case hindi sila nagbayad, no. So
walang bayad ng IHS,
truly a very hindi sila walang bayad ng IHS, no. So it's and that applies across board, including the dependents. So it's an incredibly good visa to have, and I sometimes have beef now with the government and indeed the Home Office. No, certain things that I think should not be done or should be done nga in the to make life more to make the UK more attractive, no, to immigrants who are needed, with whose skills are needed nga in the UK. It doesn't happen, but in this case, no, they were spot on. Kailangan nga ng carers dito, and they introduced the carer route to deal exactly with that problem. Problema nga lang, at the moment, it will expire in February.
Yun
So
nga,
hopefully,
dapat pala nga.
they will see the light and actually extend it. Pero hindi natin alam.
Okay. All right. O sige. No, maganda to na pag-usapan natin. Okay. Direct, ano yung next question natin? Sige, let's go with the next question.
Okay.
Felix
Galing po
Jr.
to kay Felix Jr. No?
Felix.
Magandang gabi,
Nasa
Attorney
Piton.
Lira. Yeah. Magandang gabi, Attorney Lira and Sir Sonny. 4 months pa lang po ako dito sa UK. Then, na-diagnose po ako ng stage 4 bowel cancer. Nag-start na din ako ng chemo last Monday and 6 sessions ang chemo ko. Gusto ko pong sana makuha ang asawa ko pa na nasa Pinas para maalagaan po ako dito sa UK. Kaso, maiiwan po ang 2 years old na anak ko. May parang po bang pareho ko silang makuha? Salamat po and God bless. Oh, Felix, I'm so sorry. No? That's terrible. No? That's truly terrible. Look, ito, hindi mo sinabi kung anong visa mo. No? I'm assuming that it's to do with employment. No? It could even be na carer ka nga, or senior carer, or indeed as a nurse. So, assuming nga yung visa mo that you're here under the skilled worker route, no? Kahit nga 4 months ka pa nga lang dito, you are entitled under that route to bring in your family members. And family members, of course, asawa mo at saka yung anak mo. So, you can bring in your child into the UK. Now, it would be different kung visitor visa ka, of course. And if you visitor visa, then you probably will also not be entitled to actually treatment under NHS for most of the treatment nga. So I'm making the assumption nga na ang visa mo something that allows you to work. Kung yun, pwede mo silang kuning pareho. Huwag mong iwan yung baby. Otherwise, mag-aalala ka nga lang, and you don't want any more stress than you already have, Felix.
Kung carer to, at for example, kamukha nung kung carer lang, we're making assumptions. Kung carer to, at sabi mo nga, di ba, 1 year na yun, February last year, tumatakbo. Kung let's just say na nakapasok siya through that route, then she would have been able to bring her husband, his wife, and anak, no, na 2 years old, daughter ba? Ano ba yung nakalabas direct? Daughter? Hindi, labas mo yung kaming pareho doon sa yung topic ni Felix para makita ko yung mga reference points na sinasabi niya. Para magamit natin reference points yun. Kasi binabasa ko na 4 months, nag-may bowel cancer na kagad na diagnose. So, ayan. Sige, kasama mo kami dalawa sa photo direct. Nag-start din ako ng chemo last Monday at 6 sessions ang chemo ko.
Yeah.
Pero paano kung ito? Ano kaya to? Working kaya to? Kasi kung visitor's visa nga to, he would be able to have this chemo right away. Tsaka GP, magpapa-register ka, di ba? Parang medyo di ba? Pero anyway, kung nakapag-register ka sa GP,
yun nga.
di ba? Kasi it takes a long time to, Okay, anyway.
Yeah. So I'm assuming sorry, Sonny.
No, nag-ano tayo, nagkakaapakan tayo, nag-aabot.
Yeah, never mind. So,
right.
So yun nga. So, if it's employment visa ka nga, no? And I hope they're keeping you on. Then of course, it would be a bit cruel to not keep you on. So, kung yun, absolutely, pwede mo silang kunin nga dito. Yeah, you could have brought them in also from before, pero actually, my situation, I'll have a lot of clients hindi nila muna dinadala yung pamilya because they would just want to see how things go, so it's actually not unusual na hindi nga dinala muna. But doesn't mean na yung nga lang na hindi mo sila dalhin ng una hindi na sila makapasok. Not at all. You can make an application or they can make an application as your dependent to enter the United Kingdom.
It would be best, no, kung yung mga questions din meron added information pa, no? Kasi kulang yung information, parang we're just assuming assumptions, no? Nagbabase tayo. Kung ito yung visa, ganito. Kung ito yung visa, ganito. So hindi natin sigurado. But anyway, sige. Okay na yun, direct, no? Sige, may question pa tayo, no? Let's go. May tanong pa yata tayo. Okay, let's go for that.
Okay,
Ayan.
galing po to kay Cindy. Cindy V. Good evening, Attorney Lira and
Okay.
Sir Sonny. Ask ko lang po kung anong mangyayari if hindi tapusin ang 5 years working visa sa UK. Like mag-work lang ako 6 months or 1 year due to some personal reason or going to shift a career or work. Meron po bang possible o magandang option na dapat gawin? Thank you and more power. Cindy, okay. So, kung I'm assuming nga dito again na ang visa mo is skilled worker route, no? Ibig sabihin, kung skilled worker route ka dito or tier 2, kung ano man ang visa binigay sa'yo dati, ang trabaho mo nga, you need to stick with that. And it has to be employment with that employer. So, kung ang balak mo nga, well, okay, no, you hindi mo natatapusin yung 5 years work visa, magkakaproblema ka. Because in order to get indefinite leave to remain, kailangan mong pakita 5 years ka nga doon sa employer na yun, and you were obviously you're needed for that employment, no? But 5 years, 4.5 does not cut it, no? 4 years or 6 months certainly or 1 year. It doesn't matter na, personal reasons. Now, what you could also do though, kung nandito ka, sabihin natin pumasok ka as a nurse for whatever reason, actually you can't get on with that employment because you want to change it to something else, no? Within the skilled worker route, you can do that. Yung nga lang, kailangan mo din may sasalo sa'yo na employer. Again, who would give you a cost? In this case, is an undefined cost dahil nandito ka nga. So you can change that kind of visa nga that you have to something else. So for example, spouse visa, no? If you then decide actually you're marrying someone here, so may posibilidad nga na mapalitan. But just taking it from you, basic question mo nga dito, no, kung hindi mo tatapusin 5 years as a on a work visa, can you still continue to remain in the United Kingdom kung hindi if you're not going to work? Well, kung there's walang sasalo sa'yo, then the answer is no. Because that's the basis ng visa mo is employment. Kung wala na yun, then there's no basis. So they will, you'll find babawiin nila.
Okay, kung meron say for example, currently, for example, they were given a 3-year visa. Tapos renewable naman yan, di ba? Okay, let's just say 3 years. Kung tapos may work visa and everything, merong job, merong employer. Can they apply? Kunyari, let's say after a year of working, can they apply in another agency or another employer and ask the employer to give them a work visa or work ano ba yun? Is it a COS or an offer of job?
Yeah.
Pwede ba yan, attorney?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no. You can change employment. Yung nga lang kailangan may sasalo sa'yo. So they need to issue you a new cost, no, a new certificate of sponsorship. So you make another application effectively in the United Kingdom, no, to vary your leave to remain on that basis nga. So yeah, no, you can
right.
Pagka nandito, I see that all the time.
You see that all the time. Okay.
I see that. I often see it at the moment in relation to carers. Nga actually, they go to a job and with some, they're treated.
They're
sometimes
not happy
not
initially.
very well. Yeah. Well, sometimes it's the treatment. No, they're not treated very well. So gusto nilang umalis.
Okay.
No, but because they're so in so short supply, carers, it's not a problem actually to find something else, to find another job, who would then issue another certificate of sponsorship. So yeah, no, but absolutely, pwede yun.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. Okay, all right, attorney, magtatanong lang, wala tayong direct, no? Okay na yan, no? Okay, magtatanong lang ako on behalf of my tita kasi has a classmate sa UST. And yung kanyang, tatanong ko lang to, ako na magtatanong, attorney. Meron siyang anak nurse, pero working sa isang nursing home yata sa Belfast. Ngayon, dumating na yung kanilang biometric, ano yung ano yung BRP, di ba, attorney?
Mhm. Yeah.
Tama, di ba?
Yung card
Okay,
nila.
sabay-sabay sila, apat. Apat yun, apat. So yung anak nung friend ng best friend ng auntie ko na working as a nurse sa isang nursing home, kasama niya na yung asawa niya, yung kanyang eldest na nasa Scotland at the moment, and then yung youngest. Lahat yun dumating before the age of 18, kaya nakuha nila. Sabay-sabay sila nag-apply ng BRP. Up to now, yung sa panganay na bata hindi pa lumalabas. Lumabas, dumating na yung sa nurse, yung babae, asawa niya, at yung bunso. They tried contacting yung home office nga ba, pina-follow up, kakatawag. Eventually, they've spoken to somebody, walang ma-contact. Sabi, mag-complain yata. So they tried to make a complaint or something. Wala pa rin ma-contact eh. Hindi, anong dapat nilang gawin? They're so desperate, no? Dahil probably they wanted to go out. Yung tao lang na yon, yung eldest na anak, babae yata, namumukod tangi, siya lang wala pang BRP, hindi dumating. Lahat dumating. Dumating sa bunso, dumating yung sa spouse, at dumating din yung sa kanya, yung nurse, no, yung principal. Anong causes niyan? What is the best thing for them to do?
Yeah, a number of possibilities. So unang-una, that it should be a complaint. Now, you can make that complaint actually online, huh? And you should make it you should make it fairly clear nga, no, kailang pinasok yung application, kailang lumabas yung mga yung pamilya nga, yung mabisa nga sa pamilya, that the fact that it's obviously causing issues with maybe studies or even employment. No reason has been provided where there's been such a delay, no? So make it a very concise complaint letter. Pero lagay nyo lahat yung mga kailangan. Reference numbers din ng mga pamilya, so lahat. So they have a process when you make a complaint. They should acknowledge the complaint within I think it's something like 28 days. No, I can never remember the process nga. But there's a process then kicks in. No, now if that does not bear any fruit, what you could also do, and this is something I do unfortunately more frequently for clients that ang bagal nga nila, no, is I prepare what's called a pre-action protocol letter. Now, kung mabagal ang home office, inordinately so it's beyond the reasonable time, then you can make you can challenge the delay, the inaction nga, no, their failure to carry out their job as the home office by way of what's called judicial review. Now, that's done by unang-unang kailangang mangyari is this pre-action protocol letter, no, letter before action. Most of the time, kailangan nyo you need a lawyer really for that, no? Because there are obviously legal stuff that they need to put forward. So it would then be a pre-action protocol letter. And the good thing with taking that step is it then moves from the complaint section to effectively the litigation department of the Home Office, and you will find they're just so much faster. And they also need to acknowledge it within 14 days. They need to reply. They need to address the concern. Otherwise, pwede mo silang i-demanda, you see. And they don't want that, of course, because that costs them money. Yeah. So I've always found for me when when my clients get desperate for a reply is a pre-action protocol letter, a letter before action, which is the first step to a judicial review application if all else has failed. So if you've complained but nothing's happened, or they don't actually really address the issue of the complaint. You can get your MP involved, but I've not actually found them that process very helpful to date. But do lodge the complaint though, and you can do that on the Home Office website.
If you go through the legal process, no, because it became a hassle for you now. Unlike the others, within the same family, everybody received their BRPs, their BRPs, except you, for example. Now that it's a hassle going through all of this, probably hiring a lawyer and everything, is that something that they can get back, from the government, the expenses that they have incurred? Kasi parang, di ba,
Sadly, no.
kasalanan ng gobyerno,
Tama ka.
di ba? Okay. Di ba? Kasi you're
Mm.
not going out of your way trying to pursue this, di ba? Just to be able to get that thing that should have been done by the government in the first place. Parang you got through the trouble.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So, okay.
That
Marami bang
stage,
cases na ganyan?
not yet. Yeah. So, but that stage, not yet. No, the pre-action protocol.
Okay.
As soon as, and this is why they're quite fast with, relatively fast, with answering nga. Once you've issued proceedings, no, so hindi sabihin natin hindi sila sumagot sila, but it's not, it does not deal with the question. Once you've issued proceedings, then there's the possibility of claiming costs because you've had to issue judicial review proceedings. Before that, not really.
Oh, okay. All right. Sige. Okay. Well, at least very interesting ating discussion tonight, no? At least marami ako nalaman yung sa 3C, no? Yung I think you call it di ba? Section 3C. When visa was not finished at application, no? No visa, 3C will not kick in. It does not save an invalid application. Marami ho tayo natutunan. So, okay. Baka may mga pahabol ba tayong pagbati before we say goodbye? Ayan. Okay. Ayan. Si Analu. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
3 hearts na yellow.
LIRA, Kuya. 3 hearts. Yeah.
Oh, nga.
She's lovely.
Oh, thanks.
She's so
It's
lovely.
lovely. Sana okay na okay
That's
ka.
good
No?
to know
Ayan,
that
si
you-
Analu. Yep. And then, Ma'am Cora sa Papi. Pom-pom. Kasi Pom-pom kasi Pomeranian is a nice name. Pom-pom. Hindi, Pom-pom. Ma'am Cora, Pom-pom. Parang M. Pom-pom. P-O-M. Ayan. Yeah,
So
P-O-M.
it is cute,
Tama,
actually.
okay.
It's a cute name.
Oo.
Pom-pom.
Uy, si Oliver.
Oliver.
We are expecting you at the earliest.
Oh.
Ayan na, nag-explain na. Oo. Ayan.
Yeah, meron siyang dahilan, no? Sabi niya nga, no?
Oo, yeah.
So, siya
Tama
did the
yan.
honor, Sonny. So,
Yeah,
good morning,
of course.
Good
Ikaw,
morning
yeah.
po.
Mm.
Attorney Lira, Kuya Sonny, and Direct Pola. I
Morning,
fell asleep on the sofa while waiting for a
Nako.
favorite Thursday learning program. I guess there's more content for me to rewind and review. Count me onto the register, will you? Oh, Oliver.
Of course.
I
You
love
always
this man,
are.
no? He is so,
Yeah, I love him too, no?
so lovely. I love this man.
Yeah.
Thank you for waking up, no? To tune in, Oliver.
Yes, may expression tayo sa Filipino, sa Tagalog, di ba? Huliman at magaling, maihahabol din. Ayan, huliman at magaling,
Tama ka.
Kaya napakagaling niyang si Oliver. Kita mo yung mga comments niya talagang very, very, talagang fresh eh. He talks about something,
Yeah.
something, about anything, di ba? Anything that happens at the moment. So, maraming pinag-usapan ngayon, maraming mga questions, and maski paano, hopefully meron kang dagdag kaalaman for today. So I guess, attorney, it's time for us to say goodbye, no? Siguro baka meron kang mga mga shout-outs, no? Or any pahabol natin, or baka may naalala ka, na gusto mong banggitin, or to let them know how to get a hold of you or in touch with you. Go right ahead, please.
Okay, so kung kailangan niyo po kong kontakin, itong email address ko, no, kabatbat, ang pedido ko, kabatbat@douglas-simon.com. Telephone number po namin, 0203-375-0555. But better to email me kung meron kayong mga questions, no? Especially kung pahabol po mga questions nga today. Pagka nag-email po kayo sa akin, if you could just put in the subject immigration corner, because the problem is you find that I open my emails at all hours in the day and at night, sometimes madaling araw. I close it, I never find it again unless I remember your email address. So lagay nyo immigration corner so I can find the subject again, later on. So but hopefully you enjoyed that. Yung nga the care visa na pinag-usapan nga natin kanina, will end in February. So, ang gagawin ko po bukas, first thing in the morning, I will upload the date when it will actually expire, no? I will also, I have a plan, I'll point you to an article na ginawa ko a few months back, and it's to do now with exactly this visa, care visa. So have a look at that. Pay attention to the date, please, the expiry date, and hopefully that point you in a direction kung interesado nga kayo. Okay, but at the moment as things stand, it will end in February. So on that note, ang pag-uusapan po natin next week, in fact, is the care visa. So I'll flesh out a bit more, what you need to show, anong kailangan yung gawin. I'll try and be helpful with links and all of that. So for next week, ang topic po natin is the care route, which will end in February. But hopefully you enjoyed it, and I certainly have, and I will hopefully see you all next week, cold, flu permitting.
Ayan, we enjoyed it talaga, attorney. Yung mga yung expertise mo and the things that you've shared, answering the questions and explaining some other things, no? So ayan. Pero itong sinasabi mo care visa thing that when you've talked about and been talking about is on your website now. Ganun ba? Ano yung i-upload mo for tomorrow? And you were mentioning that you will be uploading something by tomorrow?
Okay. So by tomorrow, I will upload the date when the care visa route will expire. I will also, it's already there.
Where to find that, diba?
The article. Yeah, where to find that. So,
all right,
so if you go on our website, nandun na bukas.
Ayan, fantastic. No, ayan, check it out. And aside from that, all the other articles that you can read, doon na pinapost ni attorney, then have a look at them. These are truly, nagkaalaman, informative, in terms of in the immigration matters, na gusto niyo malaman, baka sakaling in one of those articles it might be relatable to you, or to your loved ones or friends. Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye on a cold Thursday evening, sa ating happy Thursday. Maraming salamat sa inyo, bagamat di mga nasa UK nalalamigin kayo. Kung hindi man malamig, I'm sure baka mainit din, maganda naman. Pero napakalamig ko ngayon tong ating week na to, At last week they were saying na mag-snow this week, I don't know kung anong forecast. But yeah, just the same, magandang gabi ho sa inyo lahat. Maraming salamat. So sa ngalan ni Attorney Lira Simon CABATBAT at ng ating direktor na si Paula Perez, ito po si SONNY LARAGAN nagsasabing thank you very much sa inyong walang sawang pagsubaybay ho dito sa ating Immigration Corner, sa ating Happy Thursday thing. So let's do it again next Thursday. Hopefully maganda na naman pa rin ang boses ni Attorney. Wag lang magkakaraoke ng itong the whole night ng ngayong weekend. Magkakasama-sama ba tayo? So till then, take care, God bless, and good night. Bye!